So I saw an article recently about how it's legal now to sell cell-based meat to cats and dogs for cat and dog food. What that means is like the meat is not used off an animal; it's grown in like a lab, like in a factory, and it got me thinking about like that whole topic, and that sort of like that whole area of cell based meat. So that's like you take one cell or you take a part of a feather and then you make meat from that instead of hyper confining animals in sheds and then killing the animals at the end. So it's like it's a way of getting meat without killing the animals. And I started then thinking about like how actually it's already cell-based meat has already been created. There's a really interesting documentary called The End of Meat that talks about like goes into the labs and meets the scientists who are making this stuff. And so it's already happening. And in Singapore, it's already legal for humans to eat it. And this also links to my updated book, this one, Healthy Vegan Diets. So the original book, it goes through goes through lots of papers and scientific bodies that say that you can be like a healthy vegan at every stage of life. But I also wanted to include a chapter about zoonotic diseases. Zoonotic diseases means that they are diseases that transfer from animals to humans, and really we don't talk about them enough. So you've got like some of these diseases kill people. So you've got like bird flu, swine flu, and then you've got all sorts of other things like heterocyclic amines that appear when you fry meat. You have plastics in fish, you have mercury in fish, and there's just this huge, massive list that I have talked about before, but I believe that we need to talk about it more. And the idea of cell meat, I believe, I'm not going to eat it personally. I don't have a need to. I have more than enough options for food, and I haven't eaten all of the available plants in the world. So I'm still working my way through them. So I don't need to add some cell meat to that. But if other people are going to eat that, another word for it, I think is clean meat. It gets used. People are going to eat the clean meat, cell meat, instead of eating animals. I think that is a positive thing, because the end result is less suffering for animals. So the idea of the cell meat is that animals, like you just take one cell, and so the animals aren't actually harmed. And so I think it could be like have a positive role to play. Um, and I do wonder about the health implications of the cell meat, and I'm sure that some people might doubt it. It sounds strange, it sounds out of a lab, but actually, the animals that people currently eat are like they're they're not natural, in the sense that they're not wild. We've taken like a wild chicken and then we've like bred it and used artificial lighting to make it grow and used steroids to make it grow faster and left it in unnatural conditions and like altered their lighting and stuff. So yeah, if people are worried about it being like, it's modified or it's not natural. What we're currently eating is not natural. And what else? I think what's healthy, if people are like skeptical or cynical about cell meat, is to, because I think maybe like probably 20 years ago, I would have been a little bit skeptical about it because it's different, because it's new. Um, and I was, I had my nice routine, I had my nice animal products that I like had that I'd go to. And so I think I would be like cynical about something different, cynical about change, but I wouldn't hold that same kind of like skepticism about the food that I was currently eating. I would, I wouldn't want to like rock my boat or, you know, question what I was doing. I would question something new, but I would rarely look at my plate and be like, what am I eating? What am I actually eating? Where was it grown? How was it killed? Like these were questions that I didn't really think about. And so I think it's healthy to do that, and I think we all should do that, especially if we're going to question um, new products or new ways of making food. Interestingly, like corn is like a widely available product. Comes from a mushroom. Basically, it's grown in a laboratory, grown in a factory, and then people have been eating it for years. So it's already happening. People are already eating it. And also, people drink alcohol and smoke cigarettes and do a whole bunch of other things that aren't healthy. So um, I I think that we can question things that are new. We can question things that we don't understand or like we haven't got massive knowledge on, but we need to maintain that same stance for everything that we consume and eat and drink. Otherwise, it's a bit hypocritical and a bit like it's like cherry picking. It's like I'm not gonna. I'm gonna shrug off that thing, but the other stuff that I'm doing, I'm gonna just ignore. It's not consistent, really. I suppose that's what I'm trying to say. And so, yeah, if people want to eat it, instead of animal products, I think it's a positive thing. I wouldn't want to do it myself, but also the actual market that's the article that I was talking about, how dogs and cats now use it for their food. I think that will mean it's a lot less dead animals. So yeah, I think it's a positive. I think it's a positive change that's happening. And so yeah, that's my overview of the topic so far.